D.A.R.Y.L. D-A-R-Y-L. D.A.R.Y.L is from 1985. It lasts 1 hour 40 minutes and it's a nice little family film and it's really, really boring. I thought Flight of the Navigator was boring, but this is a snooze fest. It's just a nice little family movie from the 80s. Yeah, there's like this kid who's like a robot, right? And you expect, oh cool, I bet there's a time when some bad guys grab him and he tosses on around like garbage, or he runs really fast, or he uses his mind to like do something really cool. Nope, none of that happens. Well, he uses his computer know-how. Oh great.
You on?
D.A.R.Y.L is a movie about a little 11-year-old boy who is super smart, really good at everything, and it turns out he's not entirely human. But he might just learn to be. Honestly, Grad, I tell you folks, this is the sleepiest movie ever. It's not the sleepiest movie ever. Let's get into it. Right.
Finally!
The movie opens with a high-speed car chase. See, it's exciting already. This is the only exciting thing that happens. No. The movie opens with a high-speed car chase. A little kid is dropped off from the car which is being chased. He's dropped off in the middle of the woods somewhere. Yeah, and the driver carries on, and he's being chased by other cars and a helicopter, and he just drives off a cliff. And dies. Dark opening. In the woods, a little boy is found by an elderly couple. Yeah, like Superman. Yeah. This little boy's name is D.A.R.Y.L. That's all he knows. He doesn't have a memory of anything else. But the elderly couple take him in, well, for a while, and then they get rid of him straight away. Well, they take him to a children's care home.
I'm sorry, D.A.R.Y.L.
Where he meets Dr. Fox. Dr. Fox lives on the same street as a couple who are hoping to adopt one day. Before they can adopt, they have to foster. So, Dr. Fox says, you can go and live with my friends. They're going to foster you until we find your real family. Yeah. So this is Andy and Joyce. And Andy and Joyce are like, oh yes, he's got a son who got a kid. And they seem nice. Andy's a construction worker. And Joyce is a piano teacher. Yeah. So they meet D.A.R.Y.L.
Oh, hi, D.A.R.Y.L.
Who, by the way, when he's dropped off in the woods, he's wearing like a full suit. The little geek. I'm sure it's not his choice. It is. He's a square. He's not a square. But anyway, Andy and Joyce take him in. They introduce them to another kid in the neighbourhood. Apparently the only kid in the neighbourhood. Yeah, seems like it. This is Dr. Fox's son. Yeah, this is Turtle. I don't know his real name, but everyone calls him Turtle. I don't know why. And he calls his sister Hookie. Tell them what that means. Turtle calls his big sister Hookie because he says she's a trainee hooker. Yeah. Family movie. Turtle and D.A.R.Y.L become firm friends pretty fast, and they go to Turtle's and have a go on Turtle's sister's computer system. Yeah, I've seen you playing that game. This is Pole Position. I had it for the Atari 2600. Great game. Yeah, looks it. Rubbish. Well, D.A.R.Y.L wants to have a go. Yeah, and Turtle's like, let me show you how it works. And then it's one joystick and one button. I think he can work it out. Well, D.A.R.Y.L plays it and completes the game instantly.
$79,950.
Flies through it in seconds and yeah, takes all the fun out of it. Well, Turtle and his sister are very impressed.
Because they're idiots.
Then we see D.A.R.Y.L at school, his first day. Yeah, and he mimics the teachers. The teachers get a tick, and he mimics it. Nothing comes of it. Well, I don't think he's doing it out of badness. He is. He's a cheeky wee square. He's not cheeky square. But the teacher gives out a test. D.A.R.Y.L completes it in seconds. And then he corrects the teacher on calculus or something. Yeah. And then we see D.A.R.Y.L, Andy and Turtle playing baseball. And of course, D.A.R.Y.L is an incredible baseball player. He's just amazing at everything. It's already really boring. Well, it's just shown that he's, he's just not quite as normal as most other kids. Yeah, it's boring.
So boring.
At night, we see D.A.R.Y.L and Turtle have little walkie-talkies, so they can communicate with each other while they're both in their bedrooms at night. And I'm sure that'll come back into play. Yeah, it does. And then the next day it's time for a Little League game. Andy can't wait to show off Daryl's skill. Andy's Little League team has been beaten for the last 3 years by a rival team. And obviously the leader of that team is one of the dads, and he's obnoxious and he's loud and he's arrogant. So it's time for him to be put in his place. So Daryl bats and he keeps winning. And he keeps hitting strikes and home runs. You don't know this still, do you? Not really. But he keeps winning anyway. But then during the game, Turtle is sent home for some ice. Yeah, unfit. Where's this field? Because they all drove to it. That's a good point. They drove to the field and then Turtle's told, we need some ice for some reason. Can you run home and get it? Go and run 8 miles home and get it, son. So he does anyway, and when he gets home, he overhears Joyce saying to Turtle's nun that Daryl's great, that he's just a little bit too perfect. Hey. So he runs back to the field and he says to Daryl, your nun says you're too perfect. Daryl takes this to heart and he starts to throw the game. He starts to lose points. And he says, if you don't like the way I'm playing, you can kiss my ass. That's what's getting to this kid. Well, he's trying to prove that he's not ultra perfect. But in the end it doesn't matter because Turtle wins again anyway. And that's true. Inexplicably, Turtle wins the game for them. And by the way, when they're driving to the Little League game, they start at a dank machine. Andy says, oh, I'm having issues with the dank machine. Daryl says, I'll fix it. So he starts taking in numbers, gets Andy the $100 he wanted to withdraw, but then just starts adding funds somehow and makes Andy a millionaire. I'm sure that'll come back. Nope. Anyway, back to the game. Turtle wins the game. Turtle and, for some reason, Daryl are both hoisted up on parents' shoulders, and it's a freeze train. I thought that was the end of the movie. It's a bit of a strange choice, I'll give you that. It's nonsense. It's so confusing. Back home, Joyce has shown Daryl how to play the piano, and obviously he gets it perfect first time. He's such a great kid. He's adoring. He's really adoring. He's a adoring little square. Stop calling him a square. He is, look at him. Anyway, soon after that, Daryl's real parents are found. Or are they? No. Okay, well, this couple show up. He's obviously too old to be his dad. Well, no, you can't judge it in that. You can. In a movie. Oh, well, fair enough. So Daryl has to leave, but before he leaves, he's in his bedroom. Andy comes in and he's struggling for what to say. Yeah, so Daryl says, why don't you take a seat? Like he's a bank manager. Oh, he's such a nerd. They have a little talk, a little hug, and they say, let's always keep in touch. They won't. They will. Daryl leaves with his so-called parents. Turns out this is Dr. Stewart, the nan, and Dr. Lan, the lady. And they're evil. They're not evil. No, they're not actually. That they look evil. At this point in the movie, I'm thinking they're the bad guys. But they're not really. But they, along with the guy who drove off a cliff at the start of the movie, built and developed DARYL. We find out that DARYL is an acronym. No, he's American. No. DARYL is an acronym for Data Analyzing Robot Youth Lifeform. That's a stretch. Well, he is basically a cyborg. They never use that term. They never use the term cyborg or android or anything like that. As soon as he's back to a government base with his so-called parents, the doctors, they experiment on him. They strap him into this table in this big weird room, and then the x-rays drain and they find out, oh my goodness, he's developing human emotions.
What a crock.
So they're surprised by this and they figure he's basically becoming a real boy. I'm a real boy! They report these findings to the Pentagon, who funded this program. Yeah, and the Pentagon, the general, who is the bad guy, I don't know his name, I don't know, but the general, he wants DARYL destroyed. Yeah, he's like, take that 11-year-old kid and murder him. And then get to work on building some soldiers with this technology. Dr. Stewart is not happy with this. Dr. Lamb says, well, we have to follow orders. Dr. Stewart calls in Andy, Joyce and Turtle for some reason to bring in the kid. He And he explains everything to them. He says, Daryl is a robot, basically.
Surprise!
Can you help me? We don't find out at this point what he wants help with. Clearly he's like, can you take him for a while? Because taking and hiding, because I'm going to sneaking out. That's his plan. But under the watch of the General and other soldiers, Daryl is taken into an operating theatre. Dr. Lan and Dr. Stewart come out covered in his blood. Yeah. It's not good. The General goes in to have a look. The body is gone, which I think he expected. Yeah, but then he's looking at the computers and it's all saying something like Daryl program terminated, Daryl exterminate terminated. And then just for a split second it flashes up on the screen saying, I hope we get away with this. Seems like Daryl's brain is still alive. Daryl's brain and in fact Daryl are still alive. He is sneaking out in the back of Dr. Stewart's car. Yeah, the soldiers inspect the car at the checkpoint at the gate that he's just hiding under the seat cushion, and clearly there's something under it that these soldiers are like, on you go, sir. So Dr. Stewart and Daryl escape, but within seconds the General realises what's happened, sets off the alarm, and it's another car chase, except this time at night, and it's gone through the city, and the cops get involved, and it's not looking good. But then Daryl says, hey, why don't you let me drive? And Dr. Stewart's like, well, you are 11 years old, so okay. So Daryl takes control, and it's a real life pole position. Exactly the same, stead up footage, weaving in and out of other cars. Yeah. So they make their escape. And then it cuts to the next morning, and they're still driving, and they're like in the middle of the country. There's a roadblock set up for some reason, and it's just gone caught. Yeah. They manage to sneak past them anyway, but at the last minute he realises what's going on, and he just opens fire. He opens fire and shoots Dr. Stewart right in the chest. Yeah, Dr. Stewart takes a bullet. So we cut to, he doesn't get chased though. Yeah, we don't see that cop ever again. Anyway, what we do see is Daryl and Dr. Stewart in the middle of a forest. Dr. Stewart lying on Daryl's lap and he's dying. Yeah, he's saying, never forget, you're a real boy. Well, he doesn't say real boy. Then he dies. And suddenly it's night again. Yeah, and they see Daryl and he's clinging onto a fence like a big frog. And he clings over, he's breaking into an airport. An electric airport. Yeah. He learned about planes because Dr. Lamb and Dr. Stewart took him to the base from his foster home via a private jet. Ooh, you can't hide money. You cannot hide money. So he decides he's going to steal a plane to take him back to his foster home. Yeah, so he steals a stealth bomber. Yeah, he could have stolen a little private jet or a helicopter or something subtle. No, stealth bomber for this 11-year-old. So he flies a stealth bomber. That alarm is raised. He's chased, but no one can catch him. But in the war room, the General and everyone else are saying, don't worry about it. The plane has got a self-destruct mode in it. And we'll just set it off right now. Yeah, so Daryl, he sees a timer starting. 10, 9, 8. And he obviously realises, looks like I'm dead. Yeah. So he pulls the ejector seat, manages to get out just in time, flies out the cockpit to an explosion behind them like John McClane. And then comes crashing down to earth. He lands in a lake where he told Toad and his sister to meet him. Turtle and his sister to meet him. They get to the lake, they can't find Daryl, and then they see him floating upside down on the lake, dead. Well, Turtle rushes into the water, pulls him to the surface, and he's dead. He actually is dead. He's taken to the hospital, and he's pronounced dead.
All that work for nothing.
Now the army and everyone else think he's already dead because they think he blew up in that stealth bomber. They speak about the ejector seat, but they say the ejector seat had a tracker in it. Daryl had previously disengaged that tracker, so as far as they know, he's dead. And now he really is. The end.
There's no shelter from...
Yeah, that's not the end of the movie. Everyone's sad. Turtle's most vocal about it, and he says, well, he can't be dead because his brain's a computer, and a computer can't be dead. It really can. It can, but Turtle won't accept it. And then, inexplicably, we cut to a room where Dr. Lan is with Daryl's daddy, and she's like, Daryl, wake up. I know you're not dead. I know you can hear me. And he just wakes up. Yeah, he's fine. And then she's, die. Off you go. And Daryl runs home. I don't know how many miles it is. It could be 300 miles for all we know. Yeah, I don't know because, well, it took a private jet to get to this place in the last time. Yeah, well, anyway, Daryl runs all the way home, and Turtle's there to meet him. They have like a little, not quite a hug because they're both boys in the 1980s. Yeah, but then the family come out and they all have big hugs, and that's the end of the movie. I assume Dr. Lan will be arrested for war crimes. Well, no one knows Daryl's still alive. They're going to find out. They're going to be like, hey, look at that. There's that 11-year-old boy who never ages and is super smart. Well, no, I think he does age. Is there a Daryl too? No. Good. Oh, you never give us a tagline at the start. Oh, sorry, you never asked. Right, what's the tagline? He's smart. Nice. Like D.A.R.Y.L. Why is he targeted for destruction? Because he stole a stealth bomber, that's why. Okay, that's Daryl from 1985. Let us know your thoughts. I know my thoughts. This is a snooze fest. Honestly, I've never been so bored in a movie. It's not that boring. You know, there's planes flying about, there's car chases. It's just all so dull though. It's not dull. It's rubbish. It's like a melodrama made for TV. We had to watch this in primary school. Really? Why? I don't actually remember why, but we were encouraged to watch it at primary school. One of the teachers brought it in on video, and we sat and watched it in like primary 5 or something. Were you being punished? No, we weren't being punished, but it's a lot of rubbish, honestly. I'll watch Flight of the Navigator again before I watch this again. You really didn't like Flight of the Navigator, did you? That was boring as well. These films aren't boring. Let us know what you think about D.A.R.Y.L. Hit like, hit subscribe, watch another video. This kid is such a square.